Welcome, this is Danish, the founder of JobSkillShare.org. This video is for the individuals who have completed our courses. Whether you're taking our courses in JobSkillShare as a premium member, free member, light member, or coaching member, or you are taking our courses on Udemy or any other platform. You could be even taking these courses externally, not even using JSS courses. But at this point, we know that you have finished your training. This 2 hours long video is going to be touching the soft skills interview questions and behavioral skills, such as tell me about yourself and many other questions that people usually ask in interview. Now, this is very important video because it is going to show you the mock interview from real professionals that are actually seeking job. Now, another best thing about this video is that the individual that you're going to see in this video, almost every single one have landed jobs 3 years ago and they have moved up to even in advanced IT careers. JSS cannot take the credit of them moving up, but they can definitely take the credit of how it helped in initially when they started, alongside with other trainers such as Kevtech, Haifa, Kevin Diaz, Stevens, many other professionals that have actually came over here and helped the community. So we have to give that credit, and you will see them in this video as well. So in the beginning, we are actually showing tell me about yourself and the answer that everybody should be giving. If you're our member, then make sure to take a note of that answer, practice it, and then listen to this video because we are going to pinpoint some of the issues with the people that are going to give us answers. And this is where a lot of people take so much time applying for jobs and then they realize it in one interview, another interview. It's a long process. So investing 2 hours is way better than you going in the market and spending 4 to 5 months learning everything that we are going to share naturally. But here you're being guided by us because we want you to save your time. So make sure to take all the notes. Do not skip anything. This is for you to save your time, to do well in the interview and be confident in interview. Thank you and wish you all the best.
Now remember, this is the question that can make and break things. This is the question where you really have the opportunity to present yourself and you have the opportunity to basically impress somebody if you don't have experience. Now remember, that same position, people are going to be applying, so there may be other people with experience, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be good with selling themselves. So you really need to work on this. You got this opportunity to sell yourself correctly, and people will let go of that 2 years of experience that they put on these description, which we call wish list. And then of course they will see that, oh wow, you know all this stuff, then that's exactly what we want, and you seems to be looking pretty good with learning, so let's just give you an opportunity. So how do you do that? The first thing is to read the mind of another person. So who is hiring you? What's the description about? Who is this company? There are people that are sitting there and they're making all this stuff to call you an entry-level person and then make this description. So you have to understand from their side as well. So what is the employer looking for? During a help desk interview, candidates are primarily evaluated based on their technical know-how, problem-solving ability, and communication skills. All these three areas are very important. I don't just believe in just knowing the soft skills. A lot of people may think that, yeah, you can learn the technical skills later on. If you have a great attitude, then all of this stuff you can learn it later on. But do remember that there are many other people who are also good with customer service skills. So then who are they give priority if the other person have a little bit more technical skills than you? And of course, I'm going to pick the other person because it saves my time. That is a very common sense type of thing. So now imagine how many people are going to IT. So you really need to know the both sides, technical and non-technical. You got to be good at both. And especially in the beginning, you have the opportunity to learn it from our platform. So here also, since help desk specialists get a wide variety of questions through email, chat programs, and phone ticketing systems, interviews will be looking for people who are flexible and prepared to take a wide range of issues. A strong help desk employee is just as comfortable with answering questions over the phone as in the chat program. So they're looking for somebody who's confident with dealing with the clients, because you're going to be the first person who is going to be basically approaching these people with problems. Finally, since help desk problems, questions, and requests from customers may range in tone from polite to rude, from calm to anxious, and interviewers will be eager for a candidate who are unflappable and can maintain their cool during stress situation. Therefore, expect interview questions that addressed and even test some of it. So this is very important, because for a person who's going to hire you, you can be very good with technical stuff, you can be very good with customer service skills, but a person who's hiring you is looking for these red flags. So they may ask you a question and then you may answer, or you may give a certain type of answer that may even sound rude, or you may look to be a little bit uncomfortable. So they're going to take that as a red flag. So do remember that even if they ask you about, tell me about yourself, then of course in this tell me about yourself, you need to be very careful. So what are we talking about here? Let's go to tell me about yourself question. And this is where I have a member who shared this answer with us. This is kind of like a combination of, we work with the member. Her name is Haifa. I'm going to give her the credit because that's her text on the bottom. So we're going to give that credit to her. So basically, if you're applying for your first IT job, it's unlikely you have had a job that's basically you don't have experience. So let's say you're studying for CompTIA A+, you finish it, you did a degree program, or you did job skill share training, and all of that stuff, you did it, but you don't have the real world experience. So of course you're going to lack that confidence and things like that. You don't have much to present. So what can you do? So the first thing in this is definitely your resume. A lot of people just straight go to answers. Now what about that resume? That resume is the thing that the other person is actually holding in the hand, or they're looking at it. Based on that, they're calling you, right? They're not just automatically calling you. So they're going to look at your resume. They're going to see that, okay, you have presented some information in there, and then you may be sitting in the room, you have multiple people, and all of these people have actually your resume in front of them, to be honest. So your resume is very important. So the tell me about yourself has to be related with your resume. So let me show you how is it related. So I'm going to show you a resume right here. Let's move this right here. Okay, there you go. So you see this, if your resume look like this, the other person already know about objective. They're just going to quickly look at your resume and start calling you. This could be an HR manager, technical recruiter, or some other people in the room, right? And as soon as they ask you, tell me about yourself, their eyes are going to basically look on right here too. They're going to just start looking at things. And your answer should match some of this stuff. Your answer should match some of these terms like Active Directory, Office 365, and stuff like that. That makes more sense. That's more related to this job, basically. The main reason I'm showing this resume is that now you're basically impressing a person, and kind of like you're not going step by step to re-talk about the resume from bottom to scratch. You're not doing that. That's wrong. You're just adding some key terms in your tell me about yourself answer, so then it makes more sense and it's more kind of like it will hold more weight in front of them. Okay, so you're not losing the track, they're not losing the track, and everybody's focused on, okay, this is the job that this person wants, and he's talking about certain things that we actually really want to hear. So what is that? So if you look at this answer right here, this is the answer right here that we have created. Of course, you can change it to make, you have to be comfortable with your own answer. So, but it's going to give you some idea right here. So I started my IT journey at the beginning of the year. So if it's not a year, if it's, let's say, a few months, you can talk about that. My first step were to take live skills training classes where I learned how to manage users and set up group policies among other skills in Active Directory. You see how targeted this is? So we're not going into extreme Active Directory explanations or anything like that, because we're going to keep that for other questions. Like people may ask you, okay, since you mentioned Active Directory in the beginning, now remember you started a story. So as soon as you get into this story, this is all started from tell me about yourself, right? So you're in this story right now. You told the person that I started my journey like that. My first steps were to take live training classes where I learned to manage users and set group policies among other skills in Active Directory. So you're talking about managing users, you're talking about group policy, you're talking about Active Directory. In just few seconds, you have dropped some of the IT terms that every single IT professional will love to hear, especially the Active Directory. I also learned how to troubleshoot and manage Office 365 from the admin side, along with other level 1 related skills. Now here you go. You just dropped another term down there, that's Office 365. How many people don't know about Office 365? I'm sure very less people, because Office 365 is very famous. And then on top of that, you're telling them some terms like, I know about level 1 because this is an entry level job and I'm actually using the term level 1 related skills. Now, if I'm in IT professions and I hear these words, these are gold to me. These are like, a lot of good stuff coming to my ear, because I'm hearing it from a person who's new to IT, coming to this interview with all these terms, and now basically in short time I'm creating a story for myself. So here, after I finished the live classes, I continued and still continue learning throughout testout.com, labs, webinars, and many different professional communities such as Spiceworks, JobSkillshare, and Women in Tech. So if it's a woman, she's using Women in Tech. Now this is very, very important, because as an interviewer, I will be glad to know that you know these communities, you know these different type of platforms. Some are well known and people know them, and some are just like you're telling me that, yeah, you're a part of some community and some type of development. Now remember, this whole thing is a small story. I'm proud to say that I'm an active member of all these communities. In such a short time, you have dropped such a great tell me about yourself, targeting towards the career, targeting towards the title that you're applying for, and then impressing other people. This is very, very important for you, okay?
And this is going to be a real interview now, starting from now. And we're going to start this basic question, which is the first question in every single interview, right? Tell me about yourself. So we are going to pick on one by one, and you have only 2 minutes to explain the tell me about yourself. And I hope that you will add everything that you know so far, and that should be a perfect, like, prepared answer right now. So I am going to start with James. Go ahead, James. Tell me about yourself. How would you respond to this?
Hello, everyone. As you guys already know, I'm James. I've had, prior to the internship, I've had 4 years of customer service experience across multiple industries, such as the sports industry, the restaurant industry, and the education industry. Fast forward to now, with this internship that I've done recently with JobSkillshare, in partnership with DMV IT Solutions, they've broken down, trained me up to learn about the skills that are required or needed, that are in demand for the help desk. So we went over various of skills such as Office 365. We went over help desk ticketing systems. We went over Active Directory, and also throughout this internship, we had a project for every week, and every week had to deal with a real life scenario of what we learned for that week, and with that being said, this is why I'm here for this possible opportunity.
All right, so I hope our pros are taking notes right now, and let's go with Eddie. Eddie, tell me about yourself.
Hi, my name is Eddie, and I've been transitioning to get into the interesting, fabulous world of information technology, help desk support. A little bit about myself. I've been preparing to go into this field, and I actually lucked out and got a job working the presidential election in Los Angeles, where I was a field service technician, and I got to work with ticketing systems. It was called Sharewell. I was maintaining the printers and the scanners. I had 5 e-poll books. They were basically fancy iPads that we use for registering and keeping track of voters. And I basically kept the whole thing running. And then after that job was over, I got a job. I'm recently temping for the Inglewood Unified School District. We use Chromebooks. And it's very interesting because it's all cloud-based. The teachers and faculty are on Windows 10 machines, although there are a few stragglers who are still on 7. I'm supposed to update those when I get the call. But it's been very interesting. It's been a lot of learning. And but in addition to both of those jobs, I'm also a JobSkillshare intern, and where I've been taught to do many things and use many tools, such as managing users and computers in Active Directory, a little bit about group policy, resetting passwords, unlocking accounts, permissions, file permissions, and a bunch of things. And I think my 2 minutes are up, but thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right. So the people who are saying that we cannot see them, that's because they're on voice right now. Most of us have cameras, but they're using only voice, so that's why you're not seeing. So I'm changing the view. When they talk, you guys probably will see their name coming up. So let's go ahead and Gabby, tell me about yourself.
Hello, my name is Gabby. I have 8 years of experience doing office services and customer service, and now I'm transitioning to the world of IT. Um, just like Eddie, I've been given an opportunity to do a couple of temp work with first one with the LA this past elections and the LA County, and now I'm temping with the Inglewood Unified School District. And along with that, I also was part of this internship where I was given an opportunity to prepare myself for a help desk role. So I learned a lot and what skills I needed to are required in order to perform a help desk role, like knowing Active Directory, knowing Office 365, knowing be familiar with ticketing systems. We play around with Spiceworks. We played around with PDQ deploy and understanding more about software deployments. So, and it has been a very valuable experience to me because as someone that comes from an A+ certification, I wasn't aware that there was more to this than just a entry level certification. But it did build my foundational knowledge needed to understand like various roles in IT. So I do appreciate the fact that I was able to learn, and I'm continuing to learn more. So this is not basically a build up. So I'm just going to continue learning, getting trained, and that's something I train myself to do. So, and I just, I want to be able to be successful in this field.
Okay, thank you. Jan, tell me about yourself.
Hi everybody, my name is Yan. I'm a Chinese and currently immigrate to Australia. I worked and restart my life in this new country. Before I jumped into the IT career, I worked for the politics area over 15 years. And my passion for exploring the new skills in the IT industry drives me to take the plunge. It's a great honor for me to be part of the GSS community. Through the month-long trainingship, I got some very important skills related, for example, regarding how to edit your LinkedIn profiles. I think that is an important channel or platform for us to advertise or sell ourselves. Apart from that, I also learned the knowledge about Active Directory, Office 365, virtualization. I think the most important thing for me to be part of the traineeship is that it's not only you have the skills to operate in an IT environment, but also you understand the reasons behind those operations. So it's a great honor for me to be part of it. And the friendships we built over the past months left me a great impression. So thank you for the opportunity to invite me to be part of today's live stream. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Steven, tell me about yourself. The last one, right?
Yes. Hi, everybody. My name is Steven. I'm very passionate about IT. I have the CompTIA A+, and I'm currently working towards obtaining the Security Plus. I just finished an internship at JSS, partnered with DMB IT Solutions. During my internship, I worked on projects such as installing a Windows server and promoting it to a domain controller, and then connecting joining a client machine to a domain. Also created user accounts with Active Directory and groups. And I got signed tickets as well. And an example of that was a user couldn't open Outlook due to permission issues. So I had to go find the Outlook folder, right click on it, go to properties, security tab, and had to uncheck all the boxes that said deny. And I also have a home lab where I practice my skills with Active Directory, and I applied for this job role because I believe the knowledge and skills I've gained through the internship and my home lab, I can correlate these skills and to the position and excel within the company. Thank you.
So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to call someone by name and ask them the question, kind of like Danish just did. And then we'll move because I don't want to take up too much time. Is that okay?
Should it be time limited, like 2 minutes or something like that, or maximum?
Less. I want like a minute for each question.
All right, guys, so you guys don't have too much time.
All right. Gabby, what is something you should always do after an interview?
Ask questions to the
after your interview, after you leave.
Oh, okay. So you would send a thank you note by email.
Very good. Kevtek, do you want to go?
Sure. And I'm gonna pick on someone that I know it's gonna have problems with this. Steven.
Yes.
Why should I not hire you?
You should not hire me if there's no room for me to grow within this company. I see myself moving. Can I start over, please? Wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. You shouldn't hire me if there's no room in this company for my career to grow, because within the next 3 to 5 years, I see myself moving up from help desk and into a junior sysadmin. So I would like to work somewhere where the company allows me to grow towards that role, and yeah, that's how I would answer it.
Okay.
Diaz, you want to go ahead?
Yan, what is one of your weaknesses?
Thanks for that question. I think one of the weakness for me, maybe it's not related to IT, is I'm kind of introvert person. So working in a team environment, if I feel stressed or not comfortable, maybe it's not easy for me to express my opinion openly. But on the other hand, I would like to share or contribute my efforts, skills to the team's goal for the common goals, maybe in another way. For example, a person-to-person environment, I'm happy to share all of my skills towards the task or towards the project. So that's one of my weakness. But honest with you, I would like to take any efforts to overcome it. For example, I participate in a Toastmaster group to practice my public speaking skills. So I think after I fit into the team environment, I will get used to that and gradually overcome my weakness. Thanks for that question, Kevin.
Steven's IT Essentials. Sorry, I'm going to say the whole thing because there's too many Stevens. Would you like to ask a question?
Yes.
Not technical, soft skills.
Right. Eddie, tell me your strengths. Eddie?
Oh,
tell me your strengths. Is he there?
Sorry, I was on. I was muted.
All right.
My strengths are that I have many years of. I have over 2 decades. I don't want to age myself, but I have over 2 decades of customer service experience, and I'm patient. I know how to diffuse situations, and I'm not to brag, but I'm very personable, and people tend to like me. So just based on that personality trait, sometimes it helps to diffuse situation when people talk to me. People seem to like me, and I think that that's a good attribute to have in customer service.
All right, thank you, sir.
Danish, can you change the view back to gallery, please?
You're muted.
Danish, you're muted.
Oh, I'm saying when you guys ask, I switch it. I switch it like between. So.
Oh, okay.
So then they can see who's talking. Okay, go ahead.
Hammy, would you like to ask a soft skills question to someone on here? Meg is the only one that we're not asking, but everyone else is. Hammy? Hammy has left the building. All right, I will go back to my question. Oh, he's on a call. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who did not get asked?
James.
That's me.
James, what's up?
Hello, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing pretty well, thank you for asking.
James, can you tell me what a ticketing system is?
So what a ticketing system is, as you already know, it's a system. So it's a system that is utilized to go ahead and track tickets, which just comes in the form as an issue. So from there, that way we can go ahead and manage all the issues that are coming in right in the ticket form. And from tickets, we can able to refer to them later after they've been closed. And also we can go ahead and at times you can put them in a knowledge base so you can reference it at any time, because that problem may come up, may not next week, next month, but it will come up later on. So that way we can refer to that ticket. So with the help desk ticketing systems, overall, it's a way to manage the issues that are coming in through tickets, and then we go ahead and refer to them later on.
What is something important about ticketing systems other than the fact that you can open tickets in it and go back to them? There's a very important feature in ticketing systems. Do you know what it is?
If I know what you're talking about, I believe point of escalation. You can use if we're not able to understand, or it's past our boundaries of what we can do as level 1, we can use an escalation and move that ticket to somewhere where it needs to be properly assessed by the right
tickets
team.
aside.
Uh-huh.
Should I just give the answer, or shall we move on? Danish?
No, you can give a quick tip. I mean.
Okay, so it's like a library.
Right. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Like.
Wait, no. So what I was referring to is knowledge base.
Okay.
Yeah, but that question is very subjective. So you did good. KevTech, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I'll ask another question. Hey, Gavi.
Yes.
Tell me, do you work better by yourself or do you work better with a team? And tell me why.
I work better with a team only because I feel that as long as we all are organized and all we can get along, we can learn from each other, and then we can or we can act as a team, and they can if anybody needs assistance, that we can be there. We can be there for them. And I worked as alone as well, but I conclude that I think with a team, as long as everybody can get along professionally, I believe I can work better. Yeah.
Yes.
Stephen, if you were dealing with a customer and that customer is angry and it's to an unreasonable level, like it's just really, you tried calming them down, it's not working, what would you do?
Well, first of all, I would let like the customer just vent. I wouldn't interrupt them, and like if it gets to a point where they actually do calm down, I will actually reassure them that the issue will get resolved, and then we'll go fixed. And I would try to change the subject a little bit. Just change the vibe. I don't know. It could be anything. I could just bring up, hey,
Let's go and eat ice cream.
I just bring up something to just bring up the mood, basically.
All right, Stephen, check your direct messages, please, on here. And then if you would like to ask a question, go ahead. If you want to do that one.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I have one.
Oh, yeah, Stephen's IT. Oh, go ahead then.
Oh,
It's for who? Is it
Pick a person.
pick a person?
I'm gonna pick Jan.
Did Jan answer any other one?
I'm gonna pick Jan.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Jan, could you tell me what DHCP is in a non-technical way?
You mean DHCP?
Yes, sir.
Oh, from my point of view, DHCP is just like a post office. They share the postcode to the client computer. So each computer receive a postcode to identify themselves into the external or internal network. So the IP address just equal to the postcode, which is unique for each computer. So apart from that, the DHCP has another features. It can reserve IP address. For example, reserve a postcode for a specific city or specific town, which is equal to a client computer. So every time the client computer connects to the network, it can receive the same IP address, such as you mail your letters to the same city. So that's my understanding for this question. Thanks for asking me, Stephen. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Should we? What's the status? Are we moving forward or?
Yeah, let's go. I'd like to ask at least each person too. So Gabby has been asked twice. Stephen has been asked twice. Jan has been asked twice. Eddie and James are left.
Okay.
Diaz, did you just ask what you did? You asked the angry customer question, right? Hammy, are you still on here?
I can ask another one.
Okay. Let's go with Eddie.
So Eddie,
Go ahead.
So Eddie, how would you deal with a conflict with somebody else that you're working with? How would you resolve it?
I would try to diffuse the situation. I'm usually easy to get along with, so I would say that if I was having an issue with another worker, I would basically try to keep an open mind and listen to what his point is or what his issues are, and then I would, very calmly try to tell him or explain to him my take on the situation, and then hopefully we can come to some sort of a happy medium. And if it continues, well, then I would unfortunately have to get a manager to deal with it. I haven't been in this situation often, but there have been times where people are unreasonable, that things cannot be diffused. I'm pretty easy to get along with, and so sometimes I'll just escalate to the manager, and usually they'll resolve it, and hopefully we can continue to work amicably together. And if not, there's really not much that I can do about it.
Thank you.
James, I will ask you the final question. I'm struggling between two questions. I'm going to ask you, what is something you recently learned that you have found beneficial and something that you've used? This is something I was asked in an interview, so we'll go with that one.
No worries. So just want to add, to get more information, does it have to be one thing or could it be multiple things?
I want you to focus on one thing, and specifically in IT. Like, what have you learned in IT what have you recently learned in IT that you were like, oh, wow, this is really beneficial, and like started using it more often after you learned it?
Okay. Let's see. So one thing that became extremely beneficial to me with this internship or anything in my IT journey is so I'm trying to pinpoint one thing. There's just so many things.
Okay, take your time. Remember, in an interview, you want to you can take a moment to think. You don't always have to jump on it.
Gotcha.
and you're giving them an answer, right? To keep them in the mind, not us or like, internship.
Yeah.
You can say internship. I'm saying like the answer is directed to another company, basically.
Hiring manager.
Gotcha. So one of the things that I've learned with this internship is mainly to keep an open mind. And what I mean by that is, even though you may know one way, there's multiple ways to get to have one solution, or to get to one solution. So just be an open mind, learn from everybody. Don't act like you know everything, but just keep an open mind, learn as much as possible from everybody else. Doesn't matter what their age, where they came from, this, that, and the other. Always keep an open mind going forward, and it'll help you project you and sling you forward into your career.
Fantastic. Done with the soft skills.
Okay. Well, great job. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a round. And we're going to just go over one by one, and we're going to basically say, are you basically good enough for level 1 position? Because we can go above that. I mean, someone can give a comment that you can go above that, but currently we're going to say, are you good enough for level 1 position? And then lastly, at the end, I'm going to ask you a question, and then you guys will answer it all one by one. But so let's start with KevTech. KevTech, let's talk about Eddie. What do you think? Is he ready for level 1?
Eddie? Yes.
What would you give him? What kind of tips? What did you find out so far?
He needs to work on his on the CMD commands.
Yes.
It's just some things you're like missing CMD. Like you went over it before, but it's like you forgot it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you went over it before, which we have.
By the way.
You have to go over CMD commands again.
Permissions also, you got stuck on
permissions over. Yeah, permissions too. You got stuck on permissions, which is something that we gone over before as well. And we did that as our task. So I'm like, I don't understand how you forgot.
Go back, Eddie, and just try to learn more how permissions and works. Like just learn the theoretical side of it too. Then, all right? Because you gotta make sense when you do this stuff like that. That's just a good tip. But from my side, I think you're definitely you can pass level 1, like no joke. That should be. You may even land a level 2 job, to be honest, because the way you're performing this. But level 1 is the one that I'm gonna say. Level 2 is like, okay, you're still struggling with that. But
I'm okay with level 1.
Okay, we got you, level 1. What do you think? The rest of the team, Haifa? You're on mute.
Of course, I'm on mute. I'm going to comment specifically on their soft skills. I wanted to say that my favorite answers came from James and Jan. Everyone else did really well. I'm going to talk to you guys specifically in person about what I would like to see from you. But James, I like the way that you projected yourself. I like the confidence that came in your voice, and I really like the answers to your questions, Jan, as well. Again, everyone did really well. Those are just my 2 favorites.
So that's from the soft skills side of it.
Yeah, just soft skills.
What was the other? What's the problem with the other 3? Well, what happened? What did you find out?
I just wish that there's nothing wrong with them. Their answers, like Gabby's answer for teams, the team question was great. I wish Steven put a little bit more confidence in his answers, but I think he's been nervous this whole time. And then Eddie did fantastic as well. Like Eddie is he holds himself very well. I picked James as my favorite is because I like the way he projected his voice. I like the way he answered confidently. I just like that whole if I was a hiring manager or an HR, that would have been my favorite.
Tell me, who would you have trouble with hiring? Haifa.
Who would I have trouble with hiring?
Mm-hmm.
I wish Steven was a little bit more confident in his answers, because I feel like he has it, but I understand. Listen, I've been in the hot seat before. It's nerve-wracking. So if I had to pick one person, it would be Steven, but only because because he was not very confident about his answers. Even during the technical part, he was not very confident in his answers. But again, he's live in front of, I don't know, 100 people or so. So I don't blame him.
All right, so let's talk about Yan on his technical side, because I think we had a lot of trouble in that side. So I want to know from KevTech and Diaz and Steven, would you guys consider him to be level 1 technical? Would you guys be comfortable by looking at his ability when he did all that stuff? What do you guys think? Let's start with Diaz. What do you think, Diaz, by looking at his technical side?
I would like to mention something about.
I think that.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. You go ahead.
I was going to say something about Yan. I think Yan is also very nervous because I remember when we tested him and how he did throughout the internship, he did really fantastic. So I don't know if it was his nerves that were playing a part of him like forgetting things today. I was really surprised that he forgot the things that he forgot, because I know that he knows them. We've tested him on these things before. Sorry, Diaz.
So I was going to say that, no, you're fine. I was going to say that I felt like it was mostly nerves, but from the kind of movements that I saw, I could tell that he does know. He might have just forgotten. All of you, I would hire you level 1, entry level. I think you guys just need more hands-on practice, more hands-on experience, more to just see more stuff and do it, just in person, And something that I do think you guys need to work on is you don't always have to Google. Google is great, but the operating system gives you tips. So for example, when you guys were doing the net commands, right? Find the groups, find the users, all that stuff. If you just type net, you get all the options. You can try different options. It tells you different names that you might be able to try. Maybe it might give you the answer. If you do /?, you get answers on what kind of flags you can use to perhaps get the /domain answer, or /help sometimes works. You guys need to use the tools at your disposal before you even go to Google sometimes, because that can be faster. Another thing, back on James, I did want to say that we were very eloquent, but at the same time, be careful with like some of the contractions. It's more casual. Gonna, wanna, stuff like that. It retracts a little bit from the eloquence, so just be careful with those kinds of things. Try not to use those kinds of contractions when you're speaking in a more professional environment and at an interview specifically. Eddie as well, you were using a lot. I know it's something that we all work on all the time. Even myself, I'm always working on that, but try to reduce that. And also in your answer, your about me, there was a lot of detail, man. Like it was a bit too long. I know you want to explain everything, but we don't always need all of that detail. You can get that later on.
I was gonna make about Eddie too. Eddie, you gotta bring it down a little.
I was gonna mention that too. Yeah.
So see how many people noticed this, Eddie. So you gotta bring your answers down a little bit, okay?
And as well with Steven, of course, I could tell you're nervous from the beginning. I can hear it in your voice. Try to breathe. Try to breathe deeply and open your mouth. As I was saying. No, never mind. You need to really enunciate your words. You need to really make sure that even if you're not confident, that it sounds like you're confident. Because I don't want to get an answer and I feel like you're asking me a question or something. I want to if you know the answer, you know the answer, and I need to feel that you actually know the answer. So just be more confident. And overall, just you guys just need to you guys just need to practice more. Keep practicing, but I would definitely hire you guys level 1.
Okay, Steven, what do you think?
I haven't really seen you guys do all the labs. I kind of like joined here a little bit, late. I've been watching my son and stuff like that. So, just if I sat in with, if Danish asked me to sit in with you guys, and while he was going through all the interview process with you guys, I would say my contenders, I would, kind of, say to Danish, well, I kind of like James. I like Steven. I like Eddie. As far as, Yan, I don't know. I would maybe not really suggest him, but like again, I don't know what you did before. The technical skills were a little off. You were kind of like just using that search box way too much, not knowing where to go to the RSAD tools and stuff like that. You were kind of like all over the place a little bit. But again, that would just be me sitting in and Donna saying, hey, what do you think about these guys, and stuff like that. I thought Gabby was good too. I mean, Gabby looks like she can find her way around, which is good, because when you guys get in, but again, this is a very, very pressure situation. But still, when you guys get in there, you will be scared. You will be a little bit nervous the first couple of days, but once you guys get comfortable, that is when you're going to learn all these little skills. And that's when all this teaching will come to the forefront, I think. But basically, you guys all did good. I mean, what you guys are learning here is very knowledgeable stuff. Even I learned something tonight too with all these commands. It's kind of, I've been doing it for like 10 years. So I'm definitely keep at it. I think you guys are going to do good. Definitely level 1. I wouldn't say level 2 yet. You got to really kind of like think on your feet. You got to really be more comfortable, stuff like that. But I think your people skills are going to be really, really well. So I say just keep on it. You guys will get there.
Okay, thanks, Steven. So, Hemi, you've seen this stuff. Are you there? Can you talk?
Yeah, I'm here now. Sorry.
Okay. So you've seen some of it probably, and you're new to this stuff. What did you find out, and who do you think that you felt like they're struggling, or maybe you found something that, oh man, I need to give this tip to this person.
So I missed quite a bit of this. I'm actually answering tickets
No
while
problem.
I was trying to watch this.
Working, yeah.
But the couple things I did notice, Gabby, when you were doing the tell me about yourself, you said you played around with Spiceworks. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't use that kind of terminology when you're doing an interview. Definitely mention, hey, I've used Spiceworks or other ticketing systems. I just wouldn't say I played around with it. Just that wording just doesn't sound good. What else did I mean? Steven, during your tell me about yourself, don't get too specific when you're doing tell me about you. You were talking about how you had already learned how to join computers to the domain and how you did it during the tell me about yourself. A little too specific during that time. That's not the time for technical stuff. What was another thing I took a note? Yan, your answer to your biggest weakness was great. It was just a little too long. It was a great answer though. Loved it. What else did I miss? The rest of it was a lot of command line stuff. And I'll tell you, if you don't know the command line stuff too, you should be really fast at looking that stuff up. Even if you don't know it right off the top of your head, that's fine. You should be really fast at being able to look it up. And like Kevin said, use your Windows will tell you just /?, and it'll tell you what you can put after net use. What can I do with this command line? Just get used to using it. In Linux, it's like man pages, but in Windows, it's just like / and it'll tell you about it. But those were the few things I caught.
All right, let's go back to KevTech, and any final words for people, and you want to give some tips to other people. I think we started with one person, with you, Eddie.
Yeah, I just did with Eddie. Eddie already spoke with you. Okay, we spoke.
You want to go over some of the other things that you
Yeah. For Yan, I guess the interview kind of messed you up because it's like you got really nervous, and like some of the questions we went over this before during our interviews, and you're snappy, but today, because of the whole everyone looking at you, you kind of like struggle with navigating the operating system, which kind of shocked me because you know how to use it. And also, like, stuff was already open for you, and like 3 other people did it before you. So I'm like, well, what's going on over here? So my advice for you is, attention to detail. Take your time. Don't mean to rush. Take a deep breath. Relax. Don't get too nervous. Everyone gets nervous.
Or listen to
relax.
Listen to this same video again. Look at it. What were you doing, right? So that's going to give you a pretty clear idea of where you are messing around, right? So that's where, if he's picking that up, I picked that up, another person picked that up, I can guarantee you another person, the manager, will pick the same thing, right?
Same thing with Gabby. Stop going too fast. Read everything. You're unlocking an account. He said enable the account. AD, it says it right there. Like you're unlocking the account is not the same as enabling an account. Those are 2 different things. And you're going too fast. You're just clicking. You can't be moving like that on a real life environment. You got to take your time with it. Steven, like Kevin said, Steven, you build more confidence in your answers when you talk to people, because the way you answer your the questions, you sound like you don't have any confidence at all. So as a hiring manager, we want to see you're passionate about IT. So if you don't have that passion of IT, when you go into like a hiring manager, they're gonna be like, man, this guy's boring, you know. They're gonna say it straight up like that. So you gotta have passion about IT. Like, I need you to work on that, the people skills. The IT stuff you did really well, but the people skills you need to work better on that, like talking to people. James, you did really well as well. Let's just be careful how you talk certain answers. You did really well navigating. I was watching you navigate certain things. I did give you some hints, so in real life that does not happen. We don't give hints, so just be careful with that, and just go over, do your homework. You know, for everyone do your homework. Everyone definitely level 1. I'm not gonna say no. Level 1 for everyone. Everyone's a pass for me. Level 2, not yet, but level 1, yes, and that's it.
I want to add to what you said earlier to Gabby. Also, the same thing as I said to I forgot who I said it to now, but you need. I think it was Steven. You need to also breathe, because I did hear the nervousness in your voice as well in the same way, and that also contributes to the speed. Right, you get nervous and you start doing when you feel nervous, you start doing things quicker. You're like, oh, let me get this over with, or you get a little bit anxious. So, I mean, I'm just saying that like that's what most of us. That's what happens to most of us when we have problems. You know, and we have like a lot of pressure. So just relax and breathe. And that will help you a lot. And something else, just with all of you, well, not all of you, with some of you, just again with that enunciation, something to practice, right? Even if you look like a crazy person, pronounce every word, use your entire face, and this will help you use your voice, use your entire voice, so that you don't sound like, so that you eventually you'll get used to speaking, and you'll be able to get out your message, and people will be able to clearly understand you and clearly receive what you're trying to tell them. You need to practice.
That's a master tip right there. I love that when you say, because I also myself, I'm not an English speaker, right? So I feel like, man, am I even saying it correctly? And at some point I stopped like taking care of it. Like I stopped giving it like too much attention now, but I would say everything fully, right? So that gives me more confidence. Even if my grammar is not correct, it doesn't matter to some people, right? Because if you're coming from a different country, they understand that. So for Stephen, for you especially, make sure you're going in there with more energy, and make sure you're taking that breathing thing, practice that more, fully finish everything. Gabby, same thing for you. He noticed that, I noticed that as well. You are amazing with your technical skills. I can tell you, you will grow like something. Like I know your skills. I know Yan's skills. I know James' skills, and I know Eddie and all of you. You guys are way above level 1 right now to me, because I have seen you guys, right? From day 1 till now. I know what you guys can do. You guys have done WDS, you guys have done MDT. These are the skills that level 1 don't even touch. This is the skills that really sysadmins do, all that kind of stuff. And you guys have done all those projects like without me giving you any guidance. And remember, I was pretty much like, don't even come to me. I don't even do this. You guys need to do this. And you guys have finished that. So I am 100% confident in your ability that you can smoke any level 1 jobs right now. Probably you guys will even do more than that. But still, the blockage will be there for you. That interview confidence, the stuff is just gonna delay you a little bit. And I hope this is all of this tips are becoming more on a positive side than on other side. I hope it doesn't go to the different side, and just take it as a positive notes. And then from now on, just go back and say, you know what, I'm gonna fix this area now because my technical skills are pretty good. Honestly, it is good. Yan, for you too. I mean, it is good. It's not bad. I mean, you just need to. You got pressured, and that's fine. Now you got pressured. I'm sure next time interview you're gonna smoke this stuff. So it's okay. This is all stuff. I think you guys are ready at this point. Your answers were good too. Everything is good. Practice on the tips that professionals have gave you right now, and just kind of like go back and review this video again, take some notes, and practice yourself. I mean, that's all you can do right now. And aggressively start applying. Because if you delay on that kind of stuff, you get lazy on that kind of stuff, this all effort to me is a little bit too much then, right? Because after this, you guys are going to take that resume and just throw it out of these companies, and make sure you fix the resume with HEFA, and we have so many professionals giving you tips and everything. But you need to really go after this now. You start knocking the door out there, because that's the only way you're going to get into this market. You're going to become very skillful, very technical, But to get in, you need to be very aggressive with applying. Them the last word. I mean, I want you guys to take yourself back from day one when we took the interview from you, and now how do you guys feel? And do you guys have anything for us, or any comments, or anything that you want to share? Because I think today's the last day we're doing this meeting with you.
If I may add, well, first and foremost, obviously, thank you guys so much. You guys are doing for not only myself, but everybody in the community. I want to give, I just want to say I learned a lot. I learned so much, because, in my experience, college didn't really teach you a whole lot, or at least, what I went through. And then also the A+, yeah, hand me, yep, check it out. And also the A+, I was like, okay, great, let me get the A+. I get a job. Absolutely not. But I've learned so much more in these 4 to 5 weeks than I've learned in my whole college career and my studies, outside my studies, with A+. So you guys did really great. I loved everything from day one to the interview all the way down to right now. And everybody else that is that's part of this group, like Hammy, Steven, Diaz, thank you guys so much for everything. And overall, man, I had a great experience. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, James, and good luck.
Thank you.
Is my mic on?
Yeah, your mic is on. Yeah.
Oh. I wanted to say, as I guess the OG of the group, that it was so true what Danish had been saying all along, is that you never stop learning. So I learned some, full disclosure is what they call it. I took the live training course, and if it's like Danish said, if you don't keep up, you're always learning, and you'll learn something. If you don't review it, then you kind of forget it. If you don't use it, you kind of lose it. And that's kind of what happened with me. And it was great to jump into this internship. And I know Danish has said it, and Kev and them have said it in other videos. For those that are thinking about taking it, it's a lot of work. It's Danish, I honestly, and Hapa and Kev, I didn't know it was gonna be that much work. I won't be honest. I mean, not that I was looking for it to be easy, but it was intense, and it was a lot of work, and we had to practice labs and the weekly live sessions where we were challenged with tickets and things. Yeah, it was so good to come back and to refresh. And now I know that the learning never stops. I'm actually temping, and that I have to put my money where my mouth is, and own that I need to work more on this for myself to grow more. And thank you for the opportunity. And that's it, because I know Kevin Diaz is going to say he's still talking a lot.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody else want to come in? Gabby, Steven, or Yan?
I just want to go back. Oh, go ahead,
Gabby,
Yan.
you first. Thank you. First, I would like to thank the admin group and my peers in the batch 2. Thanks for your support and guidance through the journey over the past few months. As a person, although I had a bachelor degree of computer science and technology, but it was 15 years ago. And it's great to go back to the community to start over my career. I think it's an excellent opportunity and left me a deep impression to be part of the community. And the second, what I learned from this journey is cherish opportunity to be the batch 2 and take advantage of all the facilities offered by Danish or the admin group. And the second tip is never say never. Never lose your confidence, never lose your hope. When you encounter some difficulties, just like I did in today's interview, just thanks for the people to point out your weakness and grow from there, learn from there. I think it's great to know what you can't do. So after that, you can focus on more your time and effort to improve instead of knowing what you already know. So thanks for the opportunities. I will keep on learning and wish everyone best Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And wish everybody in this group who are trying to find an IT job can achieve your dream in 2022.
That's what I'm talking about. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
All right, so going with what James was saying earlier, I come from just having an A+, and I thought that was all that I needed. So, but I encountered, issues, on the road with applying for jobs. And when I became part of, JSS, that's, I began to understand more detail what's required to be in order to enter the IT field. And I enjoy being part of this internship, but I enjoyed, the experience overall and love being part of batch 2. Everybody was cool. The whole team was cool. It was good to, get to know others. And with this hot seat, yeah, it did arise. There are some things that okay, I still have some areas that I got to work, and I'll admit the nerves got to me, but I appreciate the advice from the pros, from everybody, and I just gotta keep on practicing, and keep on developing, and I just want to say I was so grateful to be part of this whole internship. And it's something that I'll take this experience with me and go far.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about. Steven, you're the last one.
Hey, yes. So I just wanted to say about the internship. Like, I'm glad that I took it because it exposed me to like a lot of areas that I was weak in. And going back to what James and Gabby were saying, I also have like the A+, and I thought that was it. Like, that's what we needed to get a job. But when I discovered you guys, I learned a whole lot of skills that you needed just to work in the IT field. And I can say that I'm confident in those technical skills, but I also learned like other weak areas, such as what you guys said tonight about the being nervous. And I'm glad, thank you for the criticism. I'm not taking it in a bad way. I'm taking it as a good thing to improve on. And that's what I'm gonna be working on moving forward. And I also want to thank my teammates. These past few weeks, you guys have been awesome. And yeah, just thank you all.
Hey, so somebody texted that Jan and all of you, when you guys were commenting like this, it almost made us cry. So
literally, I literally almost cried.
Let me tell you one thing: we're not pros over here. We have done this so many times that you feel like that you are a pro. When we go to work and there's a ticket, we are as confused like you. I'm not joking. There's a new ticket, we're almost the same way. We're struggling, we're shaking, and that is the part of IT that will stay with you throughout the life. But by doing this, you will realize one thing, that it's okay. This is a part of IT. So then naturally this stuff will be accepted in your mind. But of course, you're gonna know your stuff a little quicker because of the repetitiveness. We are better at this stuff. Why? Because we do this repetitively, and repetitively. That is the only reason somebody called us that you're an IT pro. If you put me in the same company with Hemis right now, I will be shaking. Why? Because I don't know anything about his company. I don't know how his infrastructure is created. But of course, my basic knowledge, my being out there doing practice, I wouldn't be at least scared from not learning. I would be actually going for that. That's a challenge. I'm going to go for it. I love it. Why? Because I'm going to learn something new, and that is going to be more experience in my background now. And that's where I feel like I'm just going to go and do that, right? So this experience that you guys saw today and how you guys have found in the hot seat, Gabby found out that, okay, there's something going on here. I need to fix it. Jan also figured this out, that maybe I'm pretty good at documentation, but when I got hit with questions immediately, answers 30 seconds, right? You see how things change in here. All of this stuff is all natural. And you can only get better after this. You cannot go down. You can only get better. But when you do not, just do me one favor. Don't leave. Don't stop doing the practice stuff. hands-on practice is extremely important when you get into a world of IT. Yes, soft skills and everything is great for you to be growing in this and doing more communications and getting jobs. But when you start working in IT, it's all of that stuff, right? Knowing technical stuff again and again, doing labs, breaking things, and figuring it out till you really fix that. When you're in the lab environment, and also don't get to that level where you feel like, man, I need to learn this new thing right now, and I need to really, really finish every single A to Z thing. Once you get an idea, once you get the concept, forget the lab, then move on to something new, because that's not your real job, right? On the job, then yes, you cannot do that. But in the lab environment, also don't take that kind of stress that I don't know, and I need to spend like another 5 or 6 weeks just to figure this thing out. No, you don't do that. Move on, move on, move on. Let's start with Megan. Tell me about yourself, Megan.
Sure. Good morning. Happy to be here. Let me see. I began my IT journey about a year and a half ago, where I pursued hands-on training with a TechWorks program at the City University of New York. I learned some basic hardware, software, troubleshooting skills, also a little bit of networking. We delved deep into CompTIA in CCNA, where I just graduated in July of 2020, having passed my CompTIA A+ and CCNA certifications. And after July, I continued my learning with home labs and trying to really pull and apply what I learned in class into more of a lab setting. And most recently, I completed my internship with the DMV IT Solutions, where we learned to manage users and groups and Active Directory. Also, we learned how to troubleshoot Office 365. And kind of took things from the administrative side. So I was able to learn really how to pull it all together into level 1 desk skills. And then I continue to build my experience. I stay abreast of technology through communities such as Job Skills Share, KevTech. I attend webinars with CompTIA, and I'm involved in the Women in Tech programs. I'm passionate about IT, and I enjoy helping end users troubleshoot computer problems.
Awesome. Great answer.
Thank you.
All right, Stephen, tell me about yourself.
Morning. So I guess I started really having a passion for computers when I was a child, playing around on my mom's 386, taught myself how to type. Not many people probably know what a 386 is, but that's where I started. At the end of high school, I pursued my A+. I got my A+. Life got in the way. Had to table that. A few years later, started getting into networking. Pursued my CCNA, got my Network Plus. In between all of that, I've built countless computers for family and friends. It's always been a hobby, setting up all different types of, equipment as far as technology is concerned, surround sounds, televisions, home networks, things like that. In my most recent previous life, I was an operations manager for a small business, and I handled the IT there. The hours that I worked were pretty painful. It was working for a small business can be quite challenging with all of the hats that you have to wear. So a lot of hours, a lot of learning. So there's some good experience there. But I quickly realized during the pandemic that life's too short to just be focused on money, and I wanted to pursue my passion, and IT has always been my passion. So I joined, I joined the JSS community, found the website, joined KevTech's community, his Discord, and I've been grinding for the past 4 months, getting back in the swing of things, pursuing my dream, and making it a reality. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm
awesome.
Intent on making this, my future career moving forward.
All right, thank you. Great one. Fred, tell me about yourself.
Good morning, everyone. Can everyone hear me well? Okay. Yes. So good morning, everyone. I am looking for an IT help desk position with a company, a promising company. Just a little background about myself. I got a computer at an early age around 1995 with Windows 5 operating system, and I got it for Christmas. And it came from me just playing around on it to being basically the family fixer upper per se. But during this time, as far as workforce, my first workforce career was customer service. I came from a background of customer service. I did telemarketing, I did outbound sales. So that was definitely a very immersive opportunity and experience for me as far as dealing with people, dealing with customers, angry customers, happy customers, all type of customers, and coworkers. From there, I went into my first IT job, which was a refurbishing company where we basically I had the role of analyzing hardware, different hardware systems, and determining if they could be refurbished or not. From there, my second job was basically assembly line, where basically we would build Windows-based PCs, desktop systems, and we would all have assembly line and type of environment, and we all have different roles. From there, recently, I've been in college. I'm in my final year of college, pursuing a degree in computer information technology with a concentration on system administration and management. That's been great, but I felt like something was missing as far as entry level. I felt like college was preparing me for a lot at one time. I definitely wanted to focus on an entry level role. That's when I pretty much found out about Kev Tech on YouTube. Then after a while, I joined his Discord. That's where I got kind of introduced with Job Skills Share. There was in there various different collaborative events and opportunities for people. So I submitted my application and soon got accepted. And I've experienced a lot of Job Skills Share. We work mainly with lab environments, but we also had live sessions as well. We worked with Active Directory, user management. We worked with VPN configurations, SharePoint, NTL permissions, printer sharing, printer troubleshooting. We did a little.
2 minutes.
Oh, I apologize. Uh, but yeah, so with all of these experiences dealing with what's really in demand for today, and as far as the help desk role is specified for today, I feel very confident in the skills that I've learned, and I'm really willing to and ready to apply those skills with this company.
Okay. Christelle, tell me about yourself.
Okay. Hi, my name is Christelle Tita. I come from Cameroon, Africa. My first language is French. Before moving to the US, I work in my country as an executive assistant in a construction company. And in the US, I work for World Food while preparing for for certification. Currently, I am working for Abri IT while doing the internship to grow my skill for a favorable job opportunity. On my free time, I like traveling, reading, watching movies, and that's all regarding me. Thank you.
Okay. Anthony, tell me about yourself.
Hi. As a self-driven and highly motivated IT graduate, I previously worked for about 2 years in customer support. However, as a current intern at DMV IT Solution, I offer exceptional skills in help desk, ticketing system, Office 365 management, tier 1 level troubleshooting, Active Directory, user management, client and server technology. Thank you.
Okay. Did I ask Abby? No, Abby? Abby, go ahead and tell me about yourself.
Hey guys, my name is Abhi. I'm from Canada. I have graduated in wireless network engineering in 2019. I have 3 years of customer service experience. I worked for multiple retail stores. I have worked as a customer service associate for a telecom company also. I always have passion for IT. I started my IT journey this year. Initially, I went on to study CompTIA A Plus and Network Plus. I have secured those two entry-level certifications, and I have gained a lot of hands-on training while watching YouTube videos and other platforms, job skill. And I have created my own home IT lab where I practiced all of the skills that necessarily need for the a help desk level 1. My career goal is to work in network engineering, but I always believed after my graduation, there is a lot to study if you need to become a really good in tech. So I believe help desk is the right place to start. That's I looking for help desk roles. And also regarding the internship, I work as a remote IT support intern for DMV IT solutions, where I got uh, trained for the skills such as Active Directory management, Office 365, Windows operating system, and network troubleshooting. These are all about me. Thank you guys for having me.
All right. So before in our last session, we would ask this question and then we will wait 3 hours and then give points. I think it's better to just give points right now for this tell me about yourself from the other professionals, so it's fresh and it's quick for people to know how they did. So let's go ahead and go with our professionals now and ask Stephen, Haifa, and Hemi, or Kevin Diaz. How did you guys took the first Megan response? Like, what was her? What would you guys think about it? Do you guys have any tips for her, or did you find anything in her response?
Um, so I really liked Meg's response. I love how she mentioned Active Directory, Office 365, different communities in IT, like Women in Tech, JSS. I think that's very important. I like how she gave us a little bit of background about what she did before and why she was transferring over. I liked Meg's response overall. Very, very good response.
So do you want to finish off the others one too?
Yeah,
So
I can do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
I want you guys not to be offended by anything I say. We're not here to put you down. We are here to.
So Haifa, what about the other ones? Like just
Okay.
go over one by one quickly. Just give.
All right. So Stephen, you told me about yourself had too much detail from your like earlier age, and then too much detail about your other job. I wish you had mentioned more technologies like Active Directory and whatever, like the things that you actually learned in your internship. But yeah, I felt like it was too detailed about, I don't want to say irrelevant things, but like irrelevant to a job that you'd be applying to. Fred, too much detail about the tech that you learned. So you went like file sharing, blah, 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 blah. Like you were trying to mention everything and then Danish threw up the 2-minute sign. But Fred, otherwise yours was good. Just try to focus on the key technology. Christelle, I feel like yours needs a little bit more passion in it. I like that. No, sorry. You also need to mention key technology. Anthony, not enough juice in yours. Also, like put some passion in it. I always worry about saying your name wrong. Abhe, I liked your told me about yourself a lot. You and Meg's was my favorite. That's all I have to say.
All right. Stephen Essential. Stephen, do you have any quick tips for?
Yeah, I took time to know. I think Meg did a really good job. I think she hit all the key points there. I really liked her presentation with that. Stephen, one thing on yours, I mean, since you're on camera, and the one thing that I do a lot too is I look away and I look down. Make sure you're looking at the actual interviewer when you're telling these points. Your eyes were all over the place. I know that you are on camera, but it's always good to look them straight in the eye and tell them who you are. And that way they feel comfortable because they won't be looking around. They'll be like looking at you. And I believe, Fred, you did the same thing. Your eyes are going up and down a little bit. Always look the interviewer straight in the eye. I do that a lot. I close my eyes, I look away, and that gives them a sense of, I don't know, does this guy trying to hide something or whatever, but I do the exact same thing, which I am trying to work on. When it comes to Christelle, yours was a little bit short, a little bit more meat in it, I think. Anthony, again, a little bit short. I'd like to know a little bit more, more meat in it. And is it Albie, right? Is it Albie? You hit all of the key points. I really liked your presentation as well. I would go with Haifa, Meg, and Albie. You guys did really well in this round. So
thank you.
You forgot Fred. Sorry. Did you mention Fred?
He already mentioned him. Yep.
I forgot that you mentioned Fred.
Yes.
Hemi, did you get any notes, or did you? I know you're working, maybe.
I just have some general ideas. I wouldn't mention. A couple people mentioned like I met Kev Tech on YouTube and stuff like that. I wouldn't specifically say that I met this guy on YouTube and I started learning from him on on Discord. I would just say like I got with the community and we worked together to build home labs, and so we worked together to kind of do that kind of. I would kind of just say something like that, and I would mention career really shortly career goals during your really shortly, but just say, hey, I'm looking forward.
That's an amazing point. I think that should be noted right there. Honestly, even I wasn't thinking about that. So, guys, take this. This is a really nice point. Well, as soon as I heard it, I was like, whoa, that's awesome. In your tell me about yourself. If you have a very small section of career goals, we would love to hear that, right?
I think the only one that mentioned that was Abhay. Talked about network, I think.
Mm-hmm. And server stuff. Yeah.
So yes.
That's really all I had.
Diaz, did you take any notes, or you want to say anything?
I don't want. I'm not going to repeat so what's the same thing. Not sound like a broken record. So I agree with a lot with what everybody else said, and just be careful with mentioning too much detail with certain things. You don't want to bore them. They don't want to hear your entire story. That's what the rest of the interview is for. So and just two notes. It was who was it? And Anthony, yours was really short. I like the brevity, but at the same time, add a little bit more, just a little bit. And what was it, Steven? You started out really high energy, and then suddenly you got really low energy. If you're gonna start at a certain point, stay at that point the entire time.
Steven, exactly how I thought, to be honest. You started really nice, and then you went pretty low. Like I was like, is he okay? Kind of like that, right? Like you started and then you kind of went down, right? So I was like, it just went up, down like that. And that's what I noticed too. So something definitely a good point right there. Anthony, let me tell you something. You started amazing. I'm telling you, your tell me about yourself started pretty in a flow that we was thinking like you're gonna say DME solutions, everything, and then boom, you just killed it right there. Like you were like in the flow, not even a minute or something, and you're like, thank you very much, and then you killed it right there, right? So that's definitely you started really nice. Kind of mix match it with Abby's the way he presented it. I think most of you should listen to Abby's and then kind of like work on that, because he was hitting targeted areas. Active Directory, this is my goal, does this. And then at the end, he just kind of rounded it pretty well, right? Fred, you also started amazing, to be honest. Your tell me about yourself was on the point, but then you went too detailed. You went too like specifics. Like you were talking about tiny, minute things, and you went above 2 minutes, right? So that's why I did this to you. So make sure you know where to kind of stop your tell me about yourself and keep it to the like kind of like we call this targeted skills or in-demand skills, right? Active Directory, Office 365. So say something broader like that, because your resume then itself has specific things. And I can guarantee you, when you start talking about that kind of stuff, you have captured the interest. The person is going to ask you a specific question after that. Then, okay, you talked about Active Directory. Can you tell me some examples about Active Directory? How did you work in DME IT solutions? What did you do? Now you see he's specifically asking you a question. So you're not killing your questions in first shot right there, right? So you want to let them ask you the questions that you're comfortable with then, because you have now, you kind of like trap their mind into your technology, right? Active Directory, I'm a part of these communities, I do this, we do labbing. Oh, what kind of labs do you guys do? You see, now you're in a flow. And that is where I say that, and perfect example, somebody came in this Discord community, they're like, I just started when you're telling me about yourself question, and then after that, they didn't even ask me any technical question. because they were already captured in the flow, right? So you got them into your story, let them ask the questions in your story, and now you're gold right there. If you stop something or you totally mess up your tell me about yourself, then that's their story then. That's their flow then. They're gonna take the paper out because they have to still spend that 30 minutes. They're not gonna be rude to you to just tell you that you're not good for this interview. Let's finish this. They still will finish the interview, right? So you can do better in that too, but I'm sure that's going to be more stressful because now you are depending on their questions. And when it's about somebody else's questions, they're very targeted, right?
Would you like to go first for a soft skill question?
All right. The best one I can always think of is what everyone asks too is how would you handle a disgruntled user when they call you?
I would.
But you have to. Oh, I'm sorry.
Direct it to somebody or
okay.
Okay.
Direct it to someone, yes.
I'll direct it to Christella.
Okay. When I will have you say disgruntled customer on the phone?
Yes. How would you calm them down? Yes, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I just want to be sure that I have the understanding of the word disgruntled. That means an upset customer?
Correct.
Okay. So I will let him talk. I will not cut what he has to say. And I will acknowledge that he's mad from what happened. And depending on what is the problem, try to give him what we're going to do for making me be happy. At least calm. That is that's the process that I will follow with the customer.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Diaz, do you want to go pick someone, please?
Fred, so let's say you have a situation where somebody's working on something or maybe they have an idea about something they want to do, as a fellow coworker, and you know that it's wrong. It shouldn't be done that way. How do you go about handling that?
So just in side analysis, you said I have a fellow employee that's trying to attempt something that's against regulations.
Just something like it could be against regulations, or just maybe they're doing something incorrectly. Just you have a different opinion. How do you resolve that with them?
Yeah. So if I see an employee maybe trying to do something that's wrong, could harm themselves or anyone else, I would definitely step to that person respectfully, not in a blastful way. I would definitely try to maybe, if I have to, move them off to maybe a more private area and just discuss to them saying, hey, I know that you did this. These are the effects that could cause. I would recommend you do it this way, or it's best to do it this way. And to just ask them if they, fully understand what they were doing and what it could have caused, and show them an optional way, if able to, show them an optional way and the correct way of doing that.
Okay. KevTech, do you want to go? I'll go after you. Please
I'll go.
Someone.
Anthony. You there, Anthony?
Yes.
So tell me, what's one personality you wish you could get rid of, and why do you want to get rid of it?
Personality trait?
Yep. What's one personality trait you wish you could get rid of, and why? Tell me why.
Okay. That would be one of the personality I would love to get rid of would be I would say the means of sometimes trying to say no, because I have this issue of always saying yes, yes, yes. Trying to go beyond my limit to help someone, and which sometimes it's good to help, but I think I take it to extreme, trying to help, and then sometimes it just kind of like bounce back at me, and I feel I need to really work on it.
Okay,
That's it,
I'm
yeah.
going to pick Stephen. What would you say your weakness is when working in a team or group, and how do you overcome that?
I'm trying to think of what a weakness of mine would be working in a group. I have a lot of experience working in groups, and I feel like I'm fairly comfortable working within those dynamics. Maybe controlling frustration, possibly. Someone may not know what they're doing, letting them, work through what they're doing, and give them the opportunity to figure out for themselves.
Okay. Hami, are you here? Okay, Hami is not. So we have, I'll tell you who's left, and then we'll go 3 questions for each intern. But we have Meg left, we have Abe left, and yeah, those 2 left who have not gotten asked questions yet. Stephen, go ahead. Stephen's IT Essentials.
Okay, so I'll direct this one at Meg. If you could be any computer part in a computer, what would it be and why?
Oh, that's a good one. I would be the entire motherboard. I would like to, handle all the processes, the data, the options for data flow input and output through that. Yeah. I mean, what other part to be other than the motherboard?
Okay, thank you.
Diaz, go ahead. If you'd like to direct it to Abe.
So Abbott, so how have you handled a situation that didn't go as you planned, or maybe you couldn't finish on time? How did you deal with those kinds of situations?
First of all, I would look what went wrong. So I will go in detail and where everything not happened according to the plan. So I would definitely check is there anything that I could have done better to handle that situation. Um, maybe I should have planned more, or maybe I should have priorities for the tasks. So then at least I could have more organized and complete my things on time. But anyway, it happened. So I would take a full responsibility for sure. And I would apologize everyone who got affected with that issue. And I will go back to my table and really have a great talk to myself. And yeah, I could have fixed these issues. You have maybe listened to some other people on your team, or like maybe you should have researched more before you start something by yourself. Try to get help. So if I need some more advice, I would go and ask with my team members or my managers. So I would appreciate any help during that time. I strongly believe that my team members would uh, be okay for the first time, but I'm not going to repeat that task for one more time. So I'm sure that it won't happen. I will assure them that it won't happen in my career. So I'll get my belief back, the belief they have in me. So I'll stay more organized next time. Keep the priorities. Have everything under my control. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna manage the situation.
Okay, Keftek, do you want to go?
Yeah, sure. Was it Christelle?
Christelle.
Yep. You there?
Yes, I'm here.
How you doing?
Good.
Tell me, why should I not hire you?
I will say you will not have to hire me if you don't have the possibility to pay my rate. But other than that, I don't see why you will not hire me? Because I have the competence to do the job. I am willing to learn, and I am here to do the job. I want to work with you. So it's you who have the last word, and I'm hearing from you. So that's my answer.
Okay. I will ask Fred. Fred, can you tell me what a ticketing system is?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that one more time?
Sorry, can you tell me what a ticketing system is?
Yes.
And why? Sorry, and why it's important for a company to have?
Yes. A ticketing system basically enables a centralized location where companies and employees can keep adequate records of issues and things as that such. The purpose of a ticketing system and for a company would be to, for one, control the workflow. You don't want people, it may be internal, because sometimes you may have a helpline or help system that's for internal customers and a separate one for external customers. So you don't want people just calling every number that's in the directory like, I need help. So a ticketing system definitely gives a kind of a sort of a UI as well for some customers. And it's basically just used to centralize and keep track of those ticketing documents. And it's easier to export those to different file formats, Excel, or create reports with those. So ticketing systems are very versatile and very useful for many different companies on many different sizes.
So there's a question I'm going to ask. It's about ticketing systems, but it's okay if you don't get like what I have in mind. There's an important component of ticketing system that doesn't have to do with ticketing. Do you know what that component is? You know it, because if I say it, you're going to be like, oh yeah, but I just don't know how to phrase that question any better than I've already tried.
I would say having the appropriate employees appointed with the appropriate roles within that application.
So I was actually looking for repository, a KB. But that is also a good answer. No, you're good. That's a really hard question for me to phrase. But yeah, no, you did great. Thanks. Pardon?
The knowledge base, yeah.
Steven, go ahead. Steven's IT Essentials.
This is going to be for Meg again. If I was a user and I walked up to you and I asked you, I've heard this term Active Directory being thrown around. How would you explain that to me in a very simple way that I can understand that within our company, or why do we even use it? Can you explain that to me? Can you
Sure, Stephen. Yeah, it's a system, kind of like a central management system, I guess I would call it, to where it has various functions. You can create users, connect users to the main system. So it's has the ability to manage users is really the bottom line with it. And you can connect all of centralized resources like printers, and be able to manage users within an enterprise, allowing them to connect to the domain, allowing the users to have certain permissions or not have certain permissions on certain files, and to where the company itself has the ability to, I keep using that word manage, but yeah, like authenticate, I guess would be another word, its users. Does that help you understand it any better?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much, Meg, for telling me about that.
You're welcome.
I have one for Anthony. So what do you do on your free time?
Oh, on my free time, I go on learning. I'm trying to write a certification exam on ITEL Foundation 4. So on a free time, I just go and I go on learn as much as I can. Since I'm also working full time, so I really have a very limited time. So I try to manage my time as much as I can. learner.
Okay, so you work and study. Got it.
Yes.
Tech. Do you want to do either Steven or Abe?
Yeah, I'm with Steven. Hey, Steven.
Hey.
So what's how do you explain to a user why something is blocked?
Like a website?
Yes.
Okay.
Like I need to get to this website, and why is it blocked? It works fine when I go use my regular computer. I'm trying to get something done. Why is this blocked?
Yeah. So unfortunately, for the purposes of work, certain websites are restricted. We don't want users to expose the network or systems to potential threats, and I'm sure there's a productivity component to that. We don't want users screwing around while they're at work.
Okay. Abe, I have a question for you. What is one thing you struggled with learning during your internship?
I had a really great time learning all the stuff you guys have provided. But one thing I really found difficult was command line. I'm really always a really hard time finding the right commands, but I know a command line always give you an option to what do you need actually. If you put just one word with a question mark, they're gonna give what are the commands related to that. And yeah, and I always try to understand, but I found really difficult time putting right column, greater than signs and everything. So I really need to fix my command line troubleshooting, because most of the time you have to troubleshoot from your just command line itself. I'll try to learn more, and I'll focus more on the skills that I need on command line itself. So I would definitely give much more attention to that.
Okay. Pros. We have one more question for each intern. Steven, go ahead. Steven's okay.
Yes, I got you. This one will be directed to, let's go with Fred on this one, I think. What can I think of? If I were to hire you, how would you benefit? Like, what do you think you could bring to this business in your skill level that's gonna make us evolve? Like, what can you add to my team if I bring you on? What's your best attribute or trait that you got that I can see that you're gonna excel in, and you're gonna really take my team to the next level? Because right now we're a little bit here. I want to go to the next level. That's why I'm looking for somebody who's going to be spot on. What do you think?
Well, one value I could definitely bring is just my level of high energy. I definitely care about inspiring others despite what's going on, maybe at home or just outside of the workplace. I'm very big uh, uh, on just bringing inspiration to the workplace, bringing joy, bringing happiness. I'm also one thing I'm kind of working on is my leadership, taking leadership roles. But I am a great team player. I'm definitely that guy. Like, hey, we need to get this done. We don't know how. I'm the guy that steps in. Hey, I got you. We can do it like this, do it like this, do it like this, and we get it done by this deadline. I'm that guy. I'm just very energetic. I'm a self starter. I see through what I start for sure. And I just definitely want to make myself a more valuable asset for this company.
Very good. I am also the same way, so I think you'd be a great asset to my team. Thanks.
Thank you.
Diaz, go ahead.
Steven, tell me, what is your greatest accomplishment, professional or otherwise?
Wow. Okay. So my greatest accomplishment in a professional capacity would probably be transitioning the last business that I worked for into a paperless system. We implemented laptops for all of our service teams. I had to train them all on the hardware and software. and the usage out in the field, all of the mobile capacity. It was something that took quite a bit of time, but it helped streamline the business quite a bit.
KevTech, I'm going to put Hami in front of you because I'm worried that he's going to get a call and disappear again. Hami, choose between Meg, Christelle, Abe, or Anthony to ask them a soft skills question, please.
I'm gonna ask Meg. Do I have questions to answer, or can I just ask a question? I've missed literally everything.
Oh no, it's a soft skills question.
Okay. This is one I always ask in my interviews. What is the last book you read, and why?
Oh, let me see here. It's a good question. Boy, it has been a while, and let me. Hold on.
Or article, or journal, or anything. The last thing you read, like online, or
Oh
that wasn't
yeah,
like a Facebook post.
Yeah, it was just looking at. So many. Hold on one second. Sorry, I'm going through the million articles that I've recently even posted and read. But just I wanted to figure out lately how to go about obtaining more of my cloud certifications. So I've been looking into, the difference between Azure, AWS certifications, and also, really how to adopt cloud services into an on-prem business, and just how does that work, and looking into Azure, especially with their AD Connect, and just how that process happens within an enterprise. How does one go from having servers on site to then going and moving towards the cloud?
Good. Yeah, there's no wrong answer to this question. You can take it on a personal route, or you can take it on a professional route. Either way, you just want to have a good reason for whatever it is you're reading, so it's not just like fluff. And even if it is fluff, make a joke out of it or something. So
all right,
yeah.
Thank you, Hami.
KevTech.
Who do we have?
So I'll tell you who's off. Don't ask Steven, don't ask Meg, and don't ask Fred. Anyone else is good.
Anthony.
Yeah.
So tell me, what technologies have you used, and why would this help me in the job I'm hiring you for?
Oh, what technologies I've used?
And why is this useful for the position I'm hiring you for? Like, how is this gonna help me in my job or my role that I'm hiring you for?
Okay. I have recently through my internship with DMV, I've come across some of the Microsoft applications like the Active Directory and Office 365, and I believe with this application I would be able to really make a proper use of these applications to your benefit, and at the same time to my benefit. Yeah, I believe these applications are the right applications for your company, as I have seen from the job description. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to ask Christelle. So this question is from YouTube chat from Raj, Singapore. And he wants to know, how do you cope when you have too much work on your hands?
Okay. When I have too much work on my hands, I usually try to organize the task, organize the work by task. So there will be 3 types of tasks. The task to prioritize, the task with the medium priority, and the last one type is the task with the less priority. So I will begin with the one with the highest priority, and then I will see the task that I can do simultaneously. I'm sorry for my...
Simultaneously. No, you're doing great. You're doing fantastic. So my question is, I'm going to add on to that. How do you choose the priority of each task? Like, how do you choose which one gets put at high priority?
Okay. Yes, I understand. The task that will have the highest priority will be the task that will quickly bring me to the goal of my work. You see what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So that will be the priority, and also the tasks that need to be done in first for doing the other one.
Okay.
So yeah, there is too much process in
That's fantastic. Good job. I don't know if Danish, do you want to ask the last question to Abe, or do you want one of the pros to ask? Because you haven't asked any soft skills questions.
You guys can keep asking.
Okay. One of the pros, this is the last question. Who wants it? You have to ask Abe, or you should direct it towards Abe, please. Go ahead, Stephen.
I was going to say let KevTech go because he showed up late, so this will be his penalty.
Oh, this would be his penalty. Ayo, KevTech, what's up? Would you like to ask Abe a question, or do you want me to do that? Or no, actually, Hammy hasn't been here, so we can have him ask.
That's Hammy.
Hammy, what's up?
Yeah, he has some good ones.
Okay.
Abe.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm thinking of a question right now. I don't have one lined up. Who are some people that you follow in the professional world that relates to the job you're applying for?
I have a couple of people in my mind. I really admire all of them. Especially, I came to a different country and I finished my graduation here. So felt like I'm following the same pathway of whether it's Satya Nadella or the Microsoft CEO or Sundar Pichai, the Google CEO. Those people are from my same country. They're really proud. We are really proud of them, what they did. And so I feel like whenever you move to some other country, you're leaving your parents' home, your friends and everything, and you have a set of goals in your mind, and you really work hard. You finish your studies while you're working. It's really hard, and I really great admire of all these people, what they have done, and like how they change the entire viewpoint of our people, new students that are really want to pursue a career in different country. So, and it's really very hard to go to some other country and live there and pursue your goals. So these people have really proved that it can be done. You can be the number one. So, I always wanted just like a same kind of career pathway. When you have a lot of opportunities here, you should go for it. Whether it's you have to sacrifice some of the your parts of your life. Yeah, that's really they have did that. They have accomplished all the goals. So I feel I these people are great to follow. So I'm following their own pathway. They are like role models for me.
That's a great answer. That's a great answer.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. So we are done with the soft skill questions. We're going to do the reviews now. So how do you want to do this?
I can start.
Pardon?
So I said I can start.
Okay.
So just overall general, yes, you're all level 1. First of all, I think you guys are good. But just to all of you, remember, you need to pay attention to detail, and you need to take your time. Fast is slow, and slow is fast. You need to really pay attention, and look around you. For example, Fred, for example, I saw you on the Chrome looking for the proxy settings. There was a search bar right there. You could have just used that and found it right away. So stuff, small details like that, you have to be careful of. Abby, real quick note on the soft skills. Great answers, however, way too long. You need to shorten
Yeah.
it up, keep it more brief. You repeated yourself a little bit. Try to keep it shorter, but overall great answer. And another thing, the reason I asked those last three soft skills questions that I asked is because yes, we get it. You're in IT. However, that doesn't mean you have to give IT answers. Yes, I get it. You guys study a lot. You work a lot. But what else do you do? You know, what other activities do you partake in outside of IT? Are you a person who maybe has hobbies? You know, people want to see that. People ask soft skills because they want to see if they want to work with you. People don't want to work with robots. They want to work with people that they can interact with and have fun with. And so for example, right, like Hammy's question with the books. Feel free to talk about some fiction book, some novel, or something that you're reading about. Nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly fine because that's what the soft skill questions are there for. You know, obviously make sure you speak about your technical stuff and what you do to improve yourself, but do not forget to add a bit of your personality because that ultimately is what's going to get you hired.
I want to tack on to what Diaz said. I don't know how many of you watched the interview we did with Brandon. So his last interview, his last part of the interview process before he got the job was to meet with the CIO, Danish? I think he met with the CIO, and all of the questions that were asked were completely soft skill questions because the CIO wanted to get to know him as a person. So yeah, I agree with Diaz. Steven's IT Essentials, would you like to go for a review on soft skills and tech skills? How'd they do?
Yes. The hard skills, I kind of like was to stick in some notes if I go down the line, Meg. Your hard skills, you got to work on them a little bit. I rated you guys between 1 and 3. And for you, I give you like a 1. You're gonna have to get a little better with that. Steven, it looks like you got a 3 on that. Your hard skills are pretty good. Fred, I'm gonna go with a 2 on you. You're there. Just work on a little bit more and you'll get there. Christella, you're gonna get a 2 from me as well. I think you did really well. Anthony, you're gonna get a 1 from me on the hard skills. You need to get your tension a little bit more up, I think. And then Abby, I'm gonna give you a 2 on your hard skills. As far as your soft skills go, you guys did all real well in the questions. I thought a little long in some cases, but you kind of told me a story. You told me, what I wanted to ask Megan. The questions that I asked you, you knocked them out of the freaking park. So I think you're going to be doing really great you have a really good voice, a strong voice when it comes over to this. Stephen as well. You guys all did good. You guys all have strong voices. The big thing I think again, coming back to the interview questions, just make sure when you're looking at the interviewer, you look them straight in the face. If you're looking off to the sides, in my interviews that I did that, I never got the darn job for some reason. And then I called out the people. I'm like, why? Well, you were looking around, you're looking down. And they want to see you look at, because you have to stare down customers inside, look at them face to face. If you look away, they're going to think, well, this guy's, what's he trying to do? What's he trying to hide? And it does come off as that a little bit. But other than that, you guys did good. So just keep the hard work going. You guys are doing great.
Kev Tech, let's get a review, please.
Yeah, sure. For me, it's a pass for everyone. You guys did really well. For what I'm gonna add to what Kevin said and what Steven said is when you go on a job interview, you can't be looking around. It's not professional. Also, when you look around, it means that you're trying to look for an answer because people are doing Zoom meetings right now. And if you're doing a Zoom interview, and if you're looking away for a few seconds, I might think because I'm a manager, right? And because I had this conversation with someone else. It's like off topic. I had a conversation with someone else, and they tell me like, "Oh, I didn't get the job. Why I didn't get the job? Because everyone's working from home now, right?" So I asked him, "What did he do?" And he said he was looking out of the video, and then the manager straight up told him like, "Yeah, you look like you're cheating, like you're trying to get answers online while I'm asking you interview questions. So don't do that. Stay focused on the camera and don't move around." that doesn't look professional at all. That's the one thing. The second thing is really important, like what Kevin said. They ask you these personality questions. It's because they don't care about the technology, which they do. They do care about the IT stuff, but they could train you on this. But they also want to know if you fit well with the company. So like they want to, is this person, am I going to hire this person? Are they going to be fit well with the company? Are they going to fit well with the coworkers, with the team, with management, with the director? So like, I want to know if they're really fit well with everyone. Because I don't want to hire some random guy and he causes a bunch of problems when we hire him. So that's the reason why they ask these personality questions, is because of that. The third thing is pay attention to detail. Stop going too fast. And I'm gonna keep saying that because from my experience, like Fred, like you, Fred, I'm not trying to pick on you. You guys go too fast. Don't go too fast. It doesn't. You're hurting yourself when you're going too fast. Take your time. Read the screen. Read what it says, and then go ahead and do it. But take your time to do it. Do not rush. It's not a race. And when you do things in a rush, when you rush things and you do things really, really fast, you make more mistakes than what you fix. So then you end up breaking something by accident. So take your time. Do not go too fast. But for me, you guys did really well. The soft skills, you guys did well. It's just like, it has to be like a clean, straightforward answer. No, not like a 5-hour conversation. Just keep it clean, keep it straight, and you're good to go after that. But you guys did really well. Just work on your tech skills a little more. It's just navigation. You got to keep practicing it. It's rinse and repeat. So you keep doing it over and over again. You're gonna get better over time. So that's the only thing. But you guys did really well. That's it. I'm not gonna add any more to that. So
one thing I'll add about KevTech's review there about if I could bring in like a sports analogy into this about the culture. Think of it this way: is if a football player comes on your football team, and he's really good, he's the best football player on the darn team, but he doesn't fit well inside the locker room, and he's causing a lot of problems. You've probably seen this before. What happens? They get rid of him. And all of a sudden, everything goes back to normal. So the culture is a big thing too. So if they bring you on and you don't fit the culture, they're going to find some way to get you out somehow, some way. You may not be aware of it. You may get told about it, but sooner or later, they're going to say, it's time for you to go so we can get back to normalcy here inside the locker room or inside the culture of the company. So just keep that in mind as far as for that would be as far as being on a team. So if you think about it that way, if you think about, you've seen it in sports a lot where you may be the best, but that doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's at the end of the day, are you going to fit on this team? Are you going to get along with the players, with the management and stuff like that? The same kind of concept, I think, involves in IT as well. So that's just, I just wanted to add that.
So I was gonna ask Hami, but I see that he got on a call. Danish, do you want me to go quickly before you? I just have one comment.
Yeah, go ahead, and I'll just end it after this.
Yeah, and then I want to do the Discord thing, please. Okay, so I'm not going to comment. Everything that these guys said is literally what was on my mind, so I'm not going to repeat. Abe, your answers for soft skills were really good, but they were like, I don't remember who said this, but too long. If you shorten them, they would have been perfect, on point. And yeah, that's all I'm going to add because they said everything else that I wanted to say. Go ahead, Danish. Oh wait, Hami. Hami, I know you didn't. I know you weren't here for a lot of it, but do you have any comments for the parts that you were here for?
Definitely. I mean, my main thing is just bring personality to the interview. Practice your answers to any questions, but remember to add your own flavor to the questions. Don't say like, don't answer the questions like it's a robot, because then we know you've prepared the answers. So even if you do prepare answers for many questions, there's lots of different questions out there that'll happen. Just bring your own flavor to it, so we know that you're personable. Kind of like what Kevin Diaz said.
Here's a tip to add to that. So what I would do is like the tell me about yourself. I wrote it down. I think I spent like a month on it, and I'd go back and edit it and go back and edit it, and then I memorized it, and then I started to practice it and put in my own like my own spin on it. So I think maybe that's what Hami is going towards. Danish.
Oh, that's CC. All of these tips that they gave you, same thing. I would kind of go over it, and there's really not something for me to add. Just work on that. What GevTech, and Stephen, Hemi, and Diaz had really good points too. Make sure you guys go over this and just practice your own answer in your own flavor. What Hemi's basically telling you, that's exactly what you want to do, because you don't want to be saying something that is given to you, because then you're gonna memorize it and it's not gonna come off natural, right? It's gonna be like you memorize it, it's gonna sound like a robot. So add your flavor to it, make a clean flow. But since I'm a more of a technical guy, and most of the people that come to me is not just people landing a job. There's people that coming to me, they either have actually landed the job and now scared to lose the job because they don't know the technical side, or they are saying that, look, I failed 5 interviews in a row. I'm really good at customer service, but I don't have these technical skills. So if you watch your videos back, you guys did struggle, right? Meg, definitely you need to go back and do some practice on this, because you asked almost in every technical side, you asked for help and you got stuck. So I'm being straightforward. Why? Because that's important for you. The last one really put me off, which you guys didn't even know how to differentiate between public and private IP addresses. That's huge for me. Why? Because the other stuff is good, but what if that was the first question? What if that was the first question in the interview? And what if I captured you guys, like I have focused on that and I'm not gonna let it go now, right? And now I'm like, if you guys don't know that, now I'm gonna target areas that you guys will struggle for sure. And people will do that. Why in an interview? Now it's easy for them to tell you that you're not fit for this job. So they are going to take that, use their technical scenarios, and they will hit those same areas that they know you're weak at, and they will take you off. Why? Because then you cannot call back and say, what was the reason for me not getting accepted? Exactly, this was the reason. People do that, and that's how naturally a person has to pick people out of 6 people. So make sure you guys go back and do that basic IP understanding of what is a private IP addresses, what are the classes versus a public, because to me that's very extremely basic stuff right there. So some of these things, I guess you guys are really good at, all of the like level 1 stuff and going and finding a documentation, because I know your skill from 1 month. So I know you guys are probably, you can even go to a job and you can be a one-man IT person, as in that help desk department, and you can do everything. Why? Because I know almost all of you can follow documentation and do all these things. So I'm very proud of you, the way you guys have done this, because not a lot of people can finish this. I have people that have actually given up, and they have actually they couldn't finish their internship. Well, that's where I will say I'm proud of you guys. Why? Because the other interns as well, that you guys didn't give up. You guys really went for it. It's like, I'm not gonna let this go. So that in itself, to me, if I was gonna hire you for any job, I would straight take you and put you on the job right now, because I know till now none of you gave up. You guys were on it. So but other people, they may not see that struggle, right? The managers, the directors that you sit with them, for them, you're a brand new person. They don't know anything about you. They have no clue that how you went through and everything. And they will ask you questions like that, maybe the basic one. And now the whole image, the whole mindset of that person is based on that one small question. So that's where you need to practice a little bit more, okay? So, all right, so we are going to speaker view. There you go. Is this on a gallery view?
It's gallery view, yeah.
It is. Okay, so with that, we are going to basically, Haifa is going to take over. She's going to show you some Discord stuff, how to join Discord. And people are asking, how do I get into this type of Zoom meetings and stuff like that? She's going to show you that right now. And then after that, I'm just going to give everybody like 2 minutes to just talk about their experience, and where we will end this, okay?
Okay, Danish, I just wanted to let you know before I start that for some reason, all of the moderators were trying to post the Discord links and they're not working on the YouTube chat.
The links
if
it works
Discord,
fine for me. Works fine for me.
No, you're the only one who can see it. No one else can see it. Because I can post it, it's just not showing up for anyone else.
In the Discord chat?
No. In YouTube.
In YouTube.
I don't know if they changed like a setting or something.
Yeah. Because I used to be able to do it before.
All right, I'll post a link. We'll take care of this in a test session or something like that.
You can put it in the description, yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna add the Discord channel to the description when this is edited and uploaded. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Danish, can you give me access?
Yep. Let me try that. Yep, you got access now.
1 second. Let me just switch over so I'm not. Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah, we can see screen.
Yep.
Okay, fantastic. So for everyone on YouTube, this is the Job Skill Share community, and then here is the KevTech IT support community. I'm going to focus on Job Skill Share because we don't have much time. We have to go in and interview the next intern batch. I just wanted to let you know that to become a part of the internship, you need to be in this community. So batch 3 is what we're doing now. We're interviewing people for the batch. I'm guessing that batch 4 is going to be somewhere around the end of January, beginning of February. So make sure that you have your notifications turned on. Danish usually tags everyone. To become a part of the internship, you need to know fundamentals like how to troubleshoot Windows 10, Active Directory, user management, and Office 365. Of course, you don't have to be a pro in these things because that's what the internship is for, but you have to be at a certain level. We don't want like interns coming in and we teach them from the start, from the fundamentals. Now, if you are not interested in being an intern, but you want to do something like what the interns were doing today, Danish started this new thing. It's called Hot Labs. Basically, he will spin up a lab for you and give you scenarios. It's not as intense as YouTube because it's not live streamed on YouTube. So only like a small group of people are going to be watching you. And then if you're ready for the big boy seat, then the hot seat is where you're going to go. And what you saw today is a hot seat. Usually we do it one-on-one, but because it was the intern's final project, we did it in a group. I think that's all. You're always welcome to reach out to us on Discord. We're here to answer any questions that you have. And I just want to let you guys know that we do a lot on Discord that is not streamed on YouTube. So like on KevTech's channel, we're always in the voice channels. We're always like, people are always studying or like hanging out and like talking about tech stuff. So yeah, join the Discord channels. If you want to become an intern, if you have any more questions about internship,
I just want to add that KevTech is also going to be doing this type of stuff like internship and everything. So make sure you follow his instruction first, because we don't like when people just go in and say like, hey, I'm here. Let me do before instructions, because it really wastes too much of our time to just explain everything back. So make sure you watch the instructions and then kind of do that. But come to any of these communities and we're happy to take you to different communities. That's kind of what we do. We collaborate with each other. So if you go to KevTech, you can ask for, hey, where's JSS? Or you can go to the JSS and you guys can ask for, where's KevTech? And we'll take you from there and just guide you exactly step by step, okay?
Again, you can always reach out if you have any questions.
So with this, we are going to basically get this to ending because we have some interviews coming now for next batch. I want to just quickly go over the interns one by one. Please take like 2 minutes to explain your experience, and is there anything you would like to tell us or change or anything like that that we can do for you?
Any improvements that we can do?
Fred, you can go ahead and get started if you want.
How you know I'm gonna go first? But yeah, I don't know. I really can't think of any kind of improvements on you guys' side. I mean, you guys gave us the proper documentation. The material that you gave us was all up to date. It wasn't like obsolete, material or incorrect syntax or anything. Like everything has been accurate, on point, highly relatable to today's enterprise environments and Soho environments. So I'm very satisfied with my experience, and I look to participate in future programs with you all.
All right, thank you, Fred. Steven, are you there?
Yep.
Okay.
So I think that I think this was at the end of the previous lab. I'm not sure where this question was asked, and we had spoken a bit about this.
Yeah, improvement in the document flow and how it's.
Yeah, that was the only the only concern that I had. It was a very straightforward, fun experience. It was actually very, very fun. That's a key part of this is enjoying what you're doing and having fun. And the documentation wasn't a big thing. Everything. If something's perfect, then there's nothing you can do to improve it. And typically you don't want to come from that standpoint. So the documentation I felt like could use a little bit of tweaking, but short of that, it was a very fun, rewarding experience, and I appreciate you.
I just want to say to Stephen, he reached out to me and he's like, "Can I help you with this?" And that is what we're looking, because we're a team. And I told him, yes, why not? So our documentation is going to get better with the people who can really look at where the issue is, and then they can help us out with this. So Stephen, I really want to say I appreciate you did that. I mean, that's something. It's a work, right? So I highly appreciate that.
Absolutely, and thank you for the experience, Danish. It's been a very rewarding experience.
No problem. Anthony?
Oh, okay. My experience so far has been great, and compared to after I graduated from the university, so I even spoke with some of my friends that also had an internship program in some companies here in Germany in help desk. Compared to what it's been given here, it's just unbelievable. You know, when I speak with them, what we do, show them some of my activities, they were like, wow. So I am really, really grateful that I found this platform, and I will continue to be part of this platform.
Thank you so much. Meg?
So where do I begin? So I feel like I stumbled upon greatness and kindness and compassion within not only the job skill share community, but KevTech and all of the people that you draw to your community. I'm not certain that I've ever experienced it in a year that by far has had very little contact and social network building available to us all. And I have to say, at one point or another, you have these moments where you question whether or not you're good enough. Prior to finding your community, I had been through several technical interviews, and again, you know, book smarts does not equal job smarts. You can have all of the knowledge in the world, but how, you know, what is a ticket? You know, what, like a ticket to ride, or are we getting a ticket? What is going on with tickets? I mean, even just understanding, you know, what a day in the life of an IT support technician, it was fully comprehended within your community. I am grateful. I still, you know, I'm a premium member. I highly recommend it. If those individuals that do not have the money to afford servers on their own, or maybe not even have the RAM on their computer to, you know, offer just a home lab experience, what Job Skill Share offers to its community, what KevTech offers, you know, Heifa, your inspiration, how you were, you know, ground level in this community and have shown that you can go from zero information in this business to level 2, skipping level 1 completely. I know it's a big joke, but it's not a joke to me. It's amazing. You rock.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you so
you
much.
know, and again, look at all of the experts. You've got Kevin Diaz, you've got Stephen IT Essentials. Those individuals that are watching today, it's phenomenal, and it blows my mind how effortless you guys make it appear, and that I know just from being a professional in the world that this does not go without a lot of effort. So I thank you. I really do not have any complaints other than, you know, my own technical capabilities. You know, I'm on a different sliding scale than others, and many roles in my life, and I certainly know I have to dig in a bit more. So that I will take and run with, and look forward to it. But this experience and this internship is by far one of the best in my life, and you've really landed it home as to what is required and how I will be successful within the help desk field. So thank you.
Thank you, Meg, for this pretty motivational to us as well too. Where's Christelle?
Yes, I am grateful to, I don't know, if you will have a person who will go through the process and say that he's not satisfied. No, you will not have that. Even if the person don't want to do the work, even if if you just give a try, you will feel the transformation. So I am thankful for the program. The way you teach us works. I feel like the confidence is growing in me. I am changed, and I am happy that I found you, and I will recommend you to everybody that I meet. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abby.
Yeah, guys, it was a great opportunity. I was so happy to be part of this community and do all these labs that helped me to realize there are a lot of things to learn. Even within a graduation certificate from a college won't make you ready for a job. You have to go through a lot of process. You have to try from your own side, learn skills. So this community was the something that motivated me because I initially I was applying for jobs and I felt really difficult time. I got rejected. There are a lot of times I got really mentally breakdown. So when I found all these guys, you guys are all trying. So it was a motivation. So see, there are people writing for the certificate, and other people are trying on different things. So it was as a group together. It was really pushing me so to get prioritize my goals and go forward. So and also especially if I was always asking her to change my schedule after first time. Every time she was okay with me. You guys are flexible with everything. And also a lot of people are from different country. I'm from here in Canada, and anyhow you guys have managed to find a time every will be okay to everyone. So thank you for this opportunity, guys. I hope we all find jobs soon in 2021. Happy holidays and wish you a happy
All
new year,
right, so
guys.
I'm gonna give you all guys a challenge. Your challenge is that you will be beating batch one. There are 7 people that have got the job out of 14 or 15, and I want you guys are like I think 13, and I want all of you
12.
12. So I want your numbers to really beat that batch one. So that's gonna be your target because for us, this is great. We love the transformation. We love this energy and everything, but we love when we see you in that success story section, right? That's when you put something in there like, look, guys, I'm here. This is what I got. That's where we wake up and we just like keep smiling the whole day because we're like, okay, that is what we were looking for, right? This is what the last end was. After that, we ban you, we delete you, and then we don't.
You're done. I just want to say something that the team said yesterday that I really wanted to push through is you can only go up from here. We're always here to help you with whatever you need. Just because the internship has ended doesn't mean that you can't ping us and talk to us and ask for whatever it is that you need. And yeah, that's it. And thank you to the admins, all of them, KevTech and Danish, who literally watched every single person on their project and took notes, right? So I was working and I was like, they got it. But like, if I was not working, I would watch. But these two were watching you guys like hawks. They did a fantastic job. Thank you so much for your time. Hami, Diaz, and Stevens IT Essentials, thank you guys for joining in and like being such a positive support in the community in general, in both communities.
Yeah, without our admins, I don't think we could have made it this far. So that it's all a team effort. It's not a one-man show here. Without you admins that's sitting right there, I don't know. I mean, how can I thank you? I mean, it's like there's no words for me to say, because you guys are. This is amazing stuff, and because of you, people's lives are changing. And when I tell people, listen, this is the last comment that I want to tell people. Some people look at this career and they're like, IT support, right? I'm just gonna, okay, that's too much for me to do study. But then you have to look at those people who have spent 5 years in IT and they have made life there. Like right now, they're enjoying life. People are calling me, I bought a house, I bought this. It's long-term thinking. You guys have to think like that, right? So you guys want to go up in this career and make your life better, and then come back and maybe after 5 years share your story with us that this is what happens. That's the whole goal. But it's not Danish alone. It's not JSS alone. It's KevTech. It's Steven Essential giving his time. It's Hemis. So why would he sit here just for nothing? I'm not paying him or anything, right? And Diaz sitting there right there. So, and Haifa, for day one, she's been doing this in the Discord community. So big thank you from my side, from my heart, to these people right here that are investing this time. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Happy holidays. We'll see you on Discord.
Thank
All right.
you.
All right, everyone, take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. I'll see you in a different Discord, in a different time.